What's up, NFL fans, football fans? What's up, all sports fans? This your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench podcast networking channel. Just want to give a shout out to the rest of the crew. I'm talking about Shad, Kelvin, and Jermaine. And for everyone who's tuning in, I hope that you support Behind the Bench, become a subscriber, and help make this show the best that it can be. Now, let's talk about a celebration that now has extended to 51 years. I'm talking about the 1972 Miami Dolphins. And after we seen the last two undefeated teams this season succumb to defeat yesterday, with the Philadelphia Eagles losing to the New York Jets on the road yesterday. And by the way, the Jets have a very, very good defense. I like that defense the Jet has. And the San Francisco 49ers lost on the road to the Cleveland Browns, who was playing without their starting quarterback, Deshaun Watson. So both teams are now 5-1. And that means the only team in the history of the NFL to go undefeated from beginning to end, that includes regular season and playoffs and Super Bowl, remains the 1972 Miami Dolphins. And the player on their team who best represents the perfect season is Mercury Morris. And every year, the 72 Dolphins, the remaining players from their team, they pull out the champagne and they pop the cork. Now, it may seem corny to a lot of fans today, but when you really think about it, the fact, and there's been a ton of all-time great teams that have went 15-1, like the 84 San Francisco 49ers, the 85 Chicago Bears. I mean, we can go down the line. The 98 Minnesota Vikings went 15-1 and lost in the championship game to the 14-2 Atlanta Falcons. And you've had a lot of great teams that finished 14-2 over time. The 49ers did it. The Pittsburgh Steelers did it. The Washington Redskins did it before. The New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, I mentioned the Pittsburgh Steelers already. And the Miami Dolphins are the only team to go undefeated. They finished the 72 season going 17-0, and they did it almost by committee because Earl Morrall was the original starting quarterback going into that season, and I believe he got hurt, and then Bob Greasy took over. And then you had the dual threat from the backfield, including Mercury Morris and fullback Larry Zonka, Hall of Famer. And then you had the no-name defense led by, Pete Bonacani. And it had to be a special season. And they should celebrate that because it's hard to do. Now, the team that was closest to pulling that off was the 2007 New England Patriots that featured Randy Moss, Dante Stallworth. You know, the receiving corps was, off the Wes Welker was on that team. And they went 16-0 during the regular season. Although some of those wins were controversial due to some favorable calls. Two of those games they should have lost. But nonetheless, they finished the regular season 16-0, which included overtime thriller on the regular season finale versus the New York Giants, where the Patriots beat the Giants in East Rutherford. I think the score was like 38-35, something like that. But then, as the Patriots reached the Super Bowl, they had their rematch with the New York Giants, who reached the Super Bowl as a wild card team, and they finished the regular season, if I'm not mistaken, like 10-6. And they pulled off the biggest upset in Super Bowl history by defeating the Patriots 17-14, where Eli avoided that pass rush and completed that like miracle pass to David Tyree that like caught the ball inside his helmet. His face going. I mean, it was weird. It was weird. Now he caught it on the top of his helmet, and you knew right then and there that the Giants were gonna pull it off. And of course, he threw that touchdown to Plaxico Burress to seal the victory. And then right after that game, they showed Mercury Morris. He popped that champagne. He said, "Y'all got close to the neighborhood, but y'all can't pull up in the driveway." But when you really think about it, is as difficult and physical as professional football is for a team to go undefeated all the way through. That's a heck of an achievement. And like I said, a lot of fans, they may think it's corny, but when you think about it, if you was on that team and you achieved such a accomplishment, you're going to celebrate every chance you get, you know. And I don't think they necessarily look for teams to lose per se, but knowing that they the only team to accomplish that in the National Football League, man, you know, I laugh at it, man. I get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of Mercury Morris, man, when he gonna let people know what's up. He gonna like, hey, we finished undefeated. We finished 17-0. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else gonna join the party? You know. Now, if the Patriots would have pulled that off and went undefeated, they probably would have went down as the greatest single season team in league history for the NFL. They probably would have did that, you know, but they was that close, but as they say, they was that far away. So once again, they pull out the champagne and pop the cork, and they remain the NFL's only unbeaten team for a single season. So I just want to throw that out there for all football fans, for the Miami Dolphin fans out there. And until next time, this is JB for BTB Behind the Bench. And actually, the linebacker's name was Nick Bonacani. I think I said Paul Bonacani, but his name was Nick Bonacani. I've seen him do a lot of interviews over the years. And like I said, that no-name defense, you know, they was famous for being called the no-name defense, you know. But again, this is JB for BTB Behind the Bench.